So I'm getting out of my home, coming to the studio. It's 4 a.m. and one of the neighbors downstairs has a pot of, or like, a container filled with seeds, bird seeds, outside his doorstep. I think he forgot that he's living inside a building, right? And he's putting bird seeds in a container inside the hall of the buildings. There are no birds here. I don't know what gave him that idea, but I've been seeing that bird tray there, and the seeds are becoming less. So even now, I'm fucking becoming paranoid. Like every time I'm walking by his apartment, I'm just looking up, like, where the fuck are the birds? I don't know who's eating the fucking bird seeds, bro. And you know what? Today, let me tell you that in a little bit, or before I forget the freaking intro. It's November 25, Tuesday. It's almost 5 p.m. and I'm not sleep deprived, but I'm just getting there. I need to get some sleep. Other than that, I had a pretty good workout. Freaking amazing meal. And as I was going to cook my meal, I went there and the lights turned off. The lights went off. I don't know what happened. The whole building had no freaking lights. And the best part is, our building is very fucking unique. My building is very freaking unique because every other building, including this one, has a watchman or a security guard. So if something goes wrong with the building, you just simply, call the guy or like, and he handles it. My building is in a pretty unique situation where there's a number for the watchman, but he doesn't live there. And that number is not the one that you would call and expect someone to pick up. It's just a real estate number. So we don't have a watchman and don't have a freaking security, and the whole building's lights are off. I was like, fuck. So I went out, of course, I opened the door just like every other person, you know, and we all just walked downstairs. Nobody said nothing to anybody. Like everybody just knew. We just all walked downstairs together without saying a fucking word. No fucking watchman. The whole building's dark. We're just walking with our flashlights just downstairs. We went outside the building and now we're all just looking at each other like, who's gonna fix the fucking electric issue now? And then, you know, every one of us just dialed the same number. It's like, and it's 12:30 midnight. Then nobody was going to pick up that phone anyway. But it resolved itself like 15 minutes later. I don't know, the fucking watchman is invisible or something. He just, something happened, the lights came back on. It's like, nice. Everybody was just like, hey. And then we all backed, we all just walked back upstairs and that's it. It was like, but the way everybody just opened their doors, like everybody knew there's no fucking watchman. It's on us. So, and nobody spoke anything. They just walked together downstairs without saying a word. Yeah. Dude, I was watching one video on Instagram, a reel, and the reel was supposed to be funny because the hair cutter was cutting this Middle Eastern guy's hair, and he was being a bit naughty, you could say. Like, he was touching his lips in a certain way and touching him in a certain way. And you would laugh at that because of the reaction of the Middle Eastern man, right? But the funniest thing I think nobody noticed was the barber started harassing this Middle Eastern guy, and this Middle Eastern guy had like a piece of cloth on him, so whatever the hairs he have that get cut doesn't fall on his, clothes. They fall on this sheet of cloth. So as this guy was getting harassed, he got up and he was pissed off. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Are you gay or some shit?" And most gay fucking incidents, sometimes that go unnoticed. Well, most of the times do really happen in freaking hair salons. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, those fucking lurkers, they cut your hair, but they're after something else. Anyways, so this freaking guy, it's almost so funny that you could see, I don't know if anyone else noticed that or not, but he was covering, he felt harassed, but he was also scared at the same time. He was trying to cover up with the freaking piece of cloth as if like he was naked behind the cloth, so he was trying to cover it. But I don't know if anybody noticed that or not, which is pretty weird. Like he's a guy, you know what I mean? And yeah, I had some pretty odd news, you could say. Um, I don't know if this is true or not. That's the main thing. Scientists plan to grow extra human bodies, and they promise these ones won't ever wake up. Now, this is a post by Future Tech. I'm pretty sure it's partially AI, but it has a pretty good concept. They are called bodyoids, like, I don't know, humanoids or something similar to that, bodyoids, which are human like structures grown in labs without the capacity for consciousness or pain. Yeah, of course. They always say that until they all fucking wake up and start strangling you. And imagine if it's a clone of yours. What's that freaking movie? The Black Cube? I don't know what movie is that. It was a freaking amazing movie. No, not a movie. Shit. Um, it's a TV series that came out recently. Okay, so these entities, the bodyoids, these entities aim to replace animals in medical research, making tests more ethical and efficient. It's the same as personalized medicine, where people do have the capacity to clone humans. And you know what? I was thinking like, ain't no way like there's not some fucking freak collecting blood and shit and boogers and earwax and whatever that he can find and just making DNAs or like clones, I mean, taking DNA from that and making clones using the DNA and just making these fucking clones. I wonder like what would a cloned person be like? That would be freaking interesting. What type of fucking kinky shit they would be doing with that, I have no freaking idea, but I'm telling you, somebody has that idea in his freaking head. Like, think of the fucking possibilities, bro. Like, you could clone anyone, anyone. And I don't think you could, you can. I think there are people out there cloning. But regardless of that, so these guys are aiming to, it's, as I said, like personalized medicine. You could test the medicine before actually taking it on that human or on your own lab grown heart, lungs, kidneys, brain, whatever. And it could perhaps show you what would happen if you take this medicine, if it will work or not. And I think there's some good research out there, a lot of huge freaking research on cancer, of course. And personalized medicine has been something that seems to have the most or the highest chance of completely getting rid of the cancer. And yeah, and there was one more thing, not starvation. I was thinking starvation. No, it's fasting. Fasting has shown some pretty crazy results with the cancer and just how the body reacts when you starve it. It starts producing all these what do you call it? Repair hormones. Um, it's like a auto cleanup, you could say, like a restart, a reboot, where your body, your mind, your everything just is like forced to restart, and then you basically become like a factory reset version of your own self, and you could just perhaps do that for cancer. It's being done for cancer. Anyways, I feel like I'm slipping out of the conversation. Like I'm my mind is just going and coming back. Dude, I got some zins. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try them tomorrow with Fahad. Last time we tried zins, we didn't have a pretty good experience. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Yeah. Dude, apparently they're mixing tardigrade. That's like, I'll show you what a tardigrade is. It's like this thing. You see that? So this thing is is let's just quickly search tardigrade just to give you a little bit of the background. It's also called water bear. It looks like one. It looks like something out of Ben 10, something you'd see on his watch. And then it will squirt some freaking silk or some shit, I don't know. Or moss piglets are phylum of eight-legged segmented microanimals. They were first described by the German zoologist. Fuck Wikipedia, bro. These fuckers are liars. Straight up fucking liars. So essentially, they're, in my words, if you would ask me, they're like some sort of tiny, fucking microscopic bacteria, or like a virus, or not a virus for sure, bacteria or some sort of a life form which survives in space, which survives in extreme heat like volcanoes and stuff like that. It survives deep in the ocean, which has like humongous amounts of pressure. It survives in radiated environment. It's basically like one of the most indestructible life forms. But at the same time, they're so small. I wonder like what's actually going on with their capabilities. Is it all reflection, or is it just, you know, adaptation in a way? Or I don't know. I can't really think about that at the moment. But so they're taking this fucking thing's DNA and mixing it up with humans, thereby creating super freaking soldiers. Captain fucking Tardigrade. That's what they're trying to create. Captain Tartigrade? No. Captain Tartigrades. A lot of them. A whole freaking lot of them. And I don't know where the fuck they're gonna send them. Space, maybe. Most likely. Ocean. I think they're already sending them there. But I wonder, like, will they be used as human weapons? Maybe make them fight in wars and shit. Who knows? But it is pretty interesting where they are using these freaking things. Radiation resistance, the humans who received this DNA, genetic modification, other benefits. Bro, they're not really telling you much about the other benefits, are they? I wonder, like, what freaking things they might be able to do. Would their skin have some sorts of adaptation? I wonder, like, you know how penguins have this layer of oil on their feathers, and thus why when they go into water, they're pretty much waterproof. However, if you touch a penguin, I don't know if you ever did, don't fucking touch penguins. Um, but if you touch a penguin, you will become waterproof, but the freaking penguin's gonna be messed up. It's not gonna have that waterproofing oil on it. And I wonder, do tardigrades have something similar happening? And then how would that look like on a human tardigrade, like a super tardigrade human, you know what I mean? Would his skin look all freaking weird, like old skin or something? Or will he be just looped up, you know what I mean? Like fucking shining. God damn, bro. Would you be able to fry him without using butter on the pan? Maybe. Yeah. Apparently volcanic there was a volcano that erupted in Sudan, I believe, or somewhere around here in the UAE. I don't know who's waiting for that volcanic ash. Apparently, it's the sulfur dioxide is upon us. Um, I don't know if it's that sulfur dioxide that's making those freaking kids crazy these days, or I don't know what. I mean, there are gonna be people looking for that fucking ash. I assure you. There's just fucking stupid people who would look for something like that. And you know what? I might join them just for the fun. I'm gonna point at every freaking ash and I'm gonna be like, volcanic ash. Watch them collect all of it. Yeah. My brain cells are like almost shutting down. Ugh. Dude, there was one thing where they were talking about Japanese samurais uh, and these freaking samurais were amazing. You know, they were cutting shit, they were cutting people, they were cutting anything and everything almost. But they also had these kids with them, and somebody portrayed this pretty wrong. And you know what? There are people who are these not weirdos, these fucking criminal motherfuckers who would abuse or misuse the child in their care in explicit ways, right? But that's not the majority. The majority of them do actually teach the the kids how to be a samurai, and I think it's being portrayed the very wrong way. It's almost like shifting the whole culture, the whole paradigm towards this one bad example of a samurai. Just like with everything else, bro. Anything fucking human touches, good or bad, they're gonna have both sides. They're gonna have bad sides, they're gonna have good sides. Some humans, there are fucking humans who could just abuse whatever good you're doing. They'll abuse it, and you won't even understand how. They'll abuse being a good speaker. They'll abuse being a good-looking guy. They'll abuse being whatever, It just depends on that person. So you really can't blame all of the samurais just because they have this culture of passing down traditions and ways and teaching and this practice, you could say. Not the wrong one. I'm talking about the actual practice where you take the sword and cut fucking shit. I think most of them were decent people and they were just trying to teach the children what they have learned in order to have better samurais or to pass down their knowledge and perhaps, you know, have that child be the next best samurai or something like that. And then you see where Jackie Chan tried to do that with Jaden Smith, but he absolutely fucked up. You saw Jackie Chan, like I tried to think about this, like Jackie Chan maybe jumped in too quick. He should have let Jaden take two or three more freaking hits, because that guy is not, he's, he's somewhere along the line, he lost it. I don't know what happened to him. He started wearing doll houses. He started looking like a tripod. He at one point almost looked like Cleopatra, like the freaking queen of you know what I mean. Like he was going through some rough shit. I wouldn't. I'm not making fun of him, but I'm just saying Jackie Chan maybe a little bit more discipline would have done Jaden Smith a lot of good. I mean, look at the lesson there, by the way. There's Jaden Smith, and then there is Chen, the other guy. Pardon, man, I can't remember your name. Um, and my brain cells are just like tardigrades right now. They're just on a level of retardation which is just downhill. So, bear with me. Jaden Smith didn't get beat up enough, and then he won. Chen got beat up, and then he beat him up, and then he got beat up, like for real, with a fucking cobra kick, the upside down, tipsy dipsy, and he got fucked up. Till today, he's fucking training, bro. Chen is still training. He looks good, and he's like a fucking human helicopter, bro. He could spin that fucking thing and just fly off to the moon. You know what I mean? Fucking crazy mobility, flexibility. I don't know, the hand thingy, he's spinning that shit. Let's do a rematch. Let's see what happens. Jaden Smith will come out wearing a fucking dollhouse on his head. What the fuck? Dude, the look, they abused abstract art as well. It's not like they didn't. Saw a real world, there's a guy wearing a yellow latex suit. He's rubbing his hands in some paint, and there's a huge canvas, and there's like about 160, maybe 200 retard motherfuckers, or maybe it's their kink. And this guy in a latex suit, not a suit, sorry, a latex undergarment. I don't know what it is, like the freaking whole dress. He's taking paint and he's just fucking sliding and falling and doing all of this you know, across this huge piece of canvas. It's not small, it's maybe bigger than, it's like 20 or maybe 10 times the size of this room. And people are just amazed. They're like, wow, wow. And then you see it from my perspective. I'm looking at them like, oh my God, what the what are they clapping for? And like even the painting doesn't look any good. You know, some of those painters, they rub some shit, they do some, and you're like, oh fuck, he's ruining it. No, no, no. Give him some time. And he does something, and then suddenly it looks like a 8K image, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? 8K image and it's animated. It's fucking moving like a GIF, you know what I mean? Yeah. I thought I spelled a GF and I was like, no, 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 no. That doesn't happen. GIF, you know, the freaking moving image. Anyway, this is probably one of the worst fucking episodes I've ever done. I'm halfway passing out because of fucking sleep. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I wish really freaking rains come back here. It would be amazing. There's no fucking rains, by the way. But yeah, man, I'm so sleepy. I'm trying to think of stuff and I'm trying to think of thinking of stuff. I don't know if you could do that. The fucking three-eye atlas is back, bro. What are they talking about now? I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, bro. The aim is simple, shrink the pile, feed the soil. What the fuck are they talking about, bro? I don't even know what I'm looking at this point. So yeah, it's better I fucking close this video. You look at this fucking bro. He looks like and I don't get the pink hair, bro. It's not even there. Like he just rubbed some there. I don't know what it is. Look, I'm not making fun of him, but something went wrong, bro. He went gay, or like maybe Chen met him again, fucked him up. You know what? Fucking Will Smith, that slap he gave to the comedian, I think that slap should have been given to Jaden Smith. And I'm pretty freaking sure he would have just turned straight. Smacking was a thing, man. It's now it's considered holy shit, no, that's child abuse. And you know, I'm still of the opinion where you're not supposed to fucking slap the living shit out of a kid, but I think you can give him a smack every now and then. I don't think that's bad. And smack for the right reasons, you know what I mean? Like, what if the freaking kid is cursing his mom or being very freaking disrespectful or, you know, just going out of line on certain things which are just not permissible. Don't fucking tell me what's permissible and what's not permissible. Shut the fuck up. Make your child a fucking furry. Shove his tail up your freaking, you know, do what you want with your own freaking child and create just the army for Satan to devour you. Yeah, some parents take it too far, and then there are those fucking retards, bro. I fucking hate these parents who just leave their children out in the wild. Like, go be free, live with the squirrels, just stay with the sparrows, just live in their nest and shit. And these guys, you know, you can't even blame them. They somehow you left them in the fucking forest. They end up on the road. They end up on a public place where there are people walking, or driving cars or skating. And then, of course, cycling, of course, there's a crash, and this kid just becomes like splat, not splat actually, but hurt, injured. And then the parents start freaking blaming the cyclist. Motherfucker, you left your fucking child. And he's not even on a zebra crossing. He's in the middle of the road. What do you expect the cars to just stop if he's freaking springs in, wants to cross the road? No. Like they'll try to stop, but they'll still hit. It's not their fault, it's your fault. It's not even the kid's fault. The kid's at no freaking fault. And you see these freaking people, bro, everywhere. I, they would just give, to shut their child up, they will just give them the mobile. Now this kid is just going like a fucking 60 miles per hour on this TikTok. It's burning his fingertips, it's burning his brain, it's burning his eyelids. And now he has to wear like this magnifying glasses, and they'll blame it on the parents' genes, but not look at what they are doing. But yeah, this is it's right in front of your eyes. You know what I mean? And they still choose to blame other things. Annoying. But yeah, I'm gonna head out. I'm done. I'm too sleepy.